corporate social responsibility, environmental, social and corporate governance. All buzzwords, but why are they all the rage right now?
I think it's changed in the last 10 to 15 years from a bolt-on to something where everyone's tried to actively think how they can integrate ESG and CSR into their day-to-day business. Because everyone wants to make sure that their business doesn't just turn a good profit, it does good in the world. Marketers in general are looking for ways to tell their story about why their company exists, and consumers are looking for a greater benefit than just the product. Tying those two things together, CSR provides a value to consumers that shows that companies are focused on more than just the bottom line. I think there is a real value there. I think it helps you differentiate.
Samsung Electronics are doing their bit, partnering with Africam and the Black Mamba's anti-poaching unit to create wildlifewatch.com. The website streams live 24 hours a day from a number of poaching hotspots on the Balula Game Reserve in South Africa. So why did Samsung want to get involved?
So we at Samsung have partnered with the United Nations Development Programme, and as part of that, we found really good use for some of our slightly older mobile devices. So we can upcycle them, we can put them to really good use. And what we're doing with this project, we're putting it into the wild and we're helping identify where animals are at risk of poaching by streaming directly from these phones. And yes, they are a year old, but they are equipped with really, really good cameras. They even work at nighttime, and they really help these fantastic rangers on the ground to find where there are breaches in the natural reserve.
The phones are placed in solar-powered waterproof boxes and positioned around the reserve to stream all day and all night over 4G networks. There are more phones for the rangers too, aiding communication. But why is it good to have the eyes of the world watching?
It's such a game changer for us. We took a long time in this industry to catch up with technology, and the arms race is actually a technological arms race. We already outgunned the poachers. But how do we add a force multiplier to the rangers that we are deploying? We're relying on their eyes and their ears and those sensors that they were born with. But when the sun goes down, we find that our sensors are redundant. So then we bring in dogs, and we train dogs to try and do that for us. But dogs get eaten by crocodiles. They get chased around by elephants. These are real stories. I've lost dogs to crocodiles and leopards and all sorts of things. So, and you find that the poachers are navigating with phones and all that kind of thing, and we're still writing everything down in notebooks from the dark ages and drawing lines on maps with crayons.
So the Samsung phone are going to help us a lot. We're going to have more eyes. We're going to have more rangers who will be helping the Black Mambas. And as I'm coming from the village, I have to gather, when I go on my patrol, I take pictures, I take videos, and then when I go home, we're using the Samsung phones to show our parents and our kids that this is what I'm doing.
For a company the size of Samsung, it may sound like a tiny investment, just giving away old stock. For the Black Mambas, it can provide great benefits. Showing good CSR doesn't always need to be a grand gesture to deliver marketing value, as long as that gesture is authentic.
You can have higher order, large purposes you talk about, but you can also have smaller things day to day where you're just providing a smaller benefit to the world. And I think not just thinking about CSR as an ad or as a message, but thinking of it as a function of your wider marketing and supply chain allows you to understand ways to actually tangibly deliver value at every point. Then you interact with suppliers, the world, consumers. And I think when you have a mixture of those two things, you have a story that you're telling to the world about what you believe, but then you're actually walking the walk on that in every way your product is made or distributed. That's where you actually get true tangible value.
As big corporations, what responsibilities do we have beyond just our kind of commercial and shareholder responsibilities and our responsibilities to consumers? And there's something there. Yes, of course, we pay a lot of tax and all of that stuff. But if we can use our technology to better the world, that's what we should be doing.
Even when there's not a great deal happening, listening to the sounds of the bush while watching a sunrise or the noise of the Olifants River can be pretty relaxing. Every so often you'll see something magnificent which can be shared and celebrated, or something sinister which can be reported. The website has already had thousands of hits with a remarkably long average dwell time of 26 minutes. Good news for the brand and for the animals in Balula.
I think if we can save just one animal, it's worth the investment. I'm very proud. I think we're very proud to empower this amazing troop of all-female rangers who are protecting this park against poachers.
It's not a bolt-on. It has to be something that's the core of your business. And I think if you don't honestly look at your business and understand where you can play and when you can't, it rings quite hollow, right? If you look at activations around International Women's Day, if you look at any kind of brands that pile onto certain causes, they first need to think about what they're actually bringing to it.
The donated technology will stay with the Black Mambas after the project officially finishes, continuing to help their anti-poaching work. But back to marketing, how do you promote CSR in marketing efforts without it feeling a little awkward?
Social inequality, climate change, these are issues that have become even more to the forefront than they are. I think there's a natural opportunity there to do good, but in a way make sure it also allows you to stand out and show what you really stand for in the world. And I think consumers don't really expect you to have to sacrifice profits or sacrifice a lot of resource. They just want you to actively think how you can improve the world. And I think that's the interesting thing with Samsung is it's, like you said, a small decision that actually has a huge impact. And I think whenever you look at any type of charitable endeavor or marketing, that's the winning formula there.